I'm turning leftovers into lunchbox ideas in 3, 2, 1. That's 3 ways with leftover grilled chicken, 2 ways with leftover pasta, and 1 way with your leftover pot roast. Let's start with chicken. I'm gonna use grilled chicken because I always tend to grill a big batch of chicken, but you can use pan roasted or rotisserie chicken, whatever you have on hand. For this first recipe, I'm making chicken taquitos that are baked in the oven. Super simple, only a few ingredients. So I like to chop up some chicken and take simple flour tortillas. You can use whole wheat or regular flour tortillas. Just put in a couple tablespoons of cheese and a couple tablespoons of your chopped leftover chicken. Roll them up pretty tight if you can, and then you're gonna brush them with some melted butter and set them on a baking sheet. Bake them at 350 for about 15 minutes. And look how cute those are. This is a not fried version. They're a little bit healthy, they're full of protein, and this would make a great kids' lunchbox idea. My next great idea to use leftover chicken is to break away from a typical turkey sandwich for your kids' lunch. Just turn your chicken into BBQ sliders. My kids love these sandwiches. Simply toss your leftover grilled chicken with some barbecue sauce. This isn't any chef rocket science going on right here, but I'm telling you, your kids will appreciate the fact that it's not another boring sandwich. I love using the slider buns instead of a big bun. It's less intimidating and a good portion for them to eat at lunch. Perfect for a lunchbox. And for my final trick with grilled chicken, just cut it up and put it on a stick. They will think this is a completely different meal from what they had a couple nights ago. I like to make these little chicken kebabs and then make a super simple honey mustard for them to dip it in. And y'all, honey mustard, you don't need to buy that stuff from the grocery store. You probably have mustard and you probably have honey. Mix the two together. Invest in these little portion cups. You can get them at a restaurant supply store or even at Target. They're not expensive and they're way cheaper than buying little sides of dressings or condiments. Add a little fruit and a sweet treat and your kids will be happy. These are 3 different, unusual, but not crazy lunch ideas to use your leftover chicken that your kids will eat. Pasta is one of those things that when you cook it, it just seems to multiply. So we always have leftover pasta. Here are 2 ways to use that leftover pasta for kid-friendly lunchboxes. First, pasta salad, of course. This is an excellent way to add nutrition to your kids' lunchboxes, and it's just something that's not a sandwich. Just take your leftover pasta and toss in whatever you've got laying around the fridge that your kids will like. Deli meat, yes, you've used it for their turkey sandwich. Now just cut it up a different way and add it to your pasta salad. My kids also like edamame, some little carrots for added crunch, and my boy loves some olives. Don't go through the fuss of making a homemade dressing. This is a great time to use that store-bought stuff. I love to use like a Greek or Italian style dressing. Toss in a little cheese if you want for some calcium. And that's it. You can throw this together even on a school morning. It's that quick. I love pasta salad because it's like a one-dish meal that has all the important components, like your whole grains and your protein and your veggies. It's perfect. And you can feel good about sending your kids to school with that. And for a not so obvious way to use that leftover pasta, you have to try these mini spaghetti pies. These are so cute and they're great for that kid who loves just buttered noodles. This adds some cheese and you can also add some surprise ingredients like bacon or pepperoni. Just add in a few scrambled eggs, Parmesan cheese, a little mozzarella cheese, a little bit of salt and pepper. Leave the pepper out if your kid's gonna freak out. And melted butter. It's like that whole buttered noodles thing. Just get that all mixed together and add in your leftover spaghetti. Now this is great just like it is, but if you want, and if you have any leftover bacon, this is a good time to use that. You're just gonna bake these in muffin tins coated with a little cooking spray. A fork is a great tool to use to get these into the muffin tin. Lay it in and give it a little twirl. Press it down in there so it'll all stick together. Fill up your cups. You'll bake these at about 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes. Voila, look how cute these are. You can reheat these in the morning and stick them in a thermos if you want, or they're fine just eaten cold or room temperature. Just pop them in to a lunch container and you're good to go. Your kids are gonna love it. I hope you'll try these 2 not so boring ways to use the leftover pasta in your kids' lunchbox. And here is one great way to use leftover pot roast. Pot roast is a dish that you can't just make a little bit of, so you've always got leftovers. And my idea for beef nachos is a great way to use up that pot roast, and it's something far from a boring sandwich. Simply reheat your pot roast the morning of and place it in a preheated thermos. You can preheat your thermos by letting it sit with really hot water for about 5 minutes. Pour that out, and then you've got a preheated thermos. Stick your beef in there. It will stay nice and warm till lunch. Then you just pack some chips and cheese, a little container of salsa, whatever other toppings your kids might want. This meal will keep your kids nice and full for the rest of the day. This great DIY lunch using your leftover pot roast is not your average boring lunch. If you have any great ideas on how to use your leftovers for kids' lunches, send them my way. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and follow Well Done Food on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. This is a DIY kit that's not your average.